What's up, guys? Okay, kids, let's go.
This is like a fucking ballad. It's like the most beautiful music anyone's ever heard. Yeah.
Hello, what have we here?
Your mic's on.
Hey.
You guys are so funny.
Grab this
Are you
before
doing
it
that
starts.
thing?
Holy shit.
Yeah, just put that out of there.
R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Stop elbowing.
That was you.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron podcast.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
I just felt like I was listening to the episode in the car. My wife was like, "How come you never do the intros?" I was like, "I don't know. Let's fucking roll the dice."
We just lost 12 followers.
I'm Commander
They're
Cody.
pissed. I am Mopar. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rogue Squadron podcast. We're just going to talk about any of it. First of all, we got a 1 out of 17 star review on iTunes.
We got some reviews. We got some info on Disney streaming service. We got some new spin-off movies. We got some ILM info. It's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah.
Some new shit came out.
Cassian Andor spin-off series, right? It's not a movie. Series, right?
You're not supposed to give it all away yet. We're going to tease them.
Well, I want them to know.
Okay.
I'm for the people.
Stay tuned until the end when we talk about the most important stuff.
Yes. Good day, Galaxy.
A fellow commander. Yes, Commander Bly. Thanks for tuning in.
What's up?
Thanks, everybody that hopped over from Instagram. We appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Make sure you smash like, smash subscribe, hit the bell button, comment,
break
watch
something.
the entire thing, share
Break
it with
all.
everybody.
Text your mom. Break something in half.
You don't have to do anything.
Drink a
It's okay.
Well,
So
there is a.
what?
I was gonna
Talk about
I
it.
forget the word. Why can't I think of the name? Like
I don't
when
know.
fraternities, they you had to go through a certain hazing.
Hazing, yeah.
There's certain hazing rules and tribulations.
Trials and tribulations here on the squadron. Episode 168. Make sure we reference that so when you listen
168.
back, you know which one you're listening to, even though it fucking says before you click play. And for everybody that is watching live right now, we are a podcast. So if you can't tune into the whole thing, you want to hear our past episodes, go to iTunes or Spotify and look up Rogue Squadron Podcast. What are you doing? What are you doing? You trying to get it to sound like Chewbacca?
I had it for a second. Who am I hazing, Mopar? Stop it.
Who's our newest patron?
Yeah, who is our newest patron? Mandy?
Mandy and Travis Dunn.
So if you guys are fans
Mandy
of the show.
just being in the group chat is hazing enough.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so sorry.
So if you guys are big fans of the show, we do have a Patreon website and or account, or if you want to head on over there and check it out. I don't know the fuck, stop that!
A Patreon page, I think, is the proper nomenclature.
I already did my test drink.
It
of
doesn't
the
matter.
review.
It's not beer. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to finish my thought for the first time. Head on over to patreon.com, search Rogue Squad Pod or Rogue Squadron Podcast. If you're big fans of the show, we do reach out, and we're very, very active. Like Padilla in Witch Hunter. Padilla, Witch Hunter, and Jared in the feed. They are all patrons. We are a very close-knit group, but we love to hear from you guys. So go on over there and at least check it out.
Please. And I just sent a bunch of packages off to everybody. So
All our patrons got
if
packages.
you guys are in the chat, if you checked your mail in the past day or so, maybe 2 days. I don't know if it came early. Let me know if you got your shit. I filled up all the envelopes and I randomized the addresses, so I don't know who got what. But there's like stickers, pins, buttons. We autographed some things, some 3D glasses from like the original Force Awakens release and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So collectible items. So check that out. And then we do a giveaway every month. The giveaway will be November's is already done. Congrats, Tugboat. Yay.
Tugboat.
And then December, our first episode of December, we'll be doing another one.
Cool. So wrap that up. Patreon.com. Search Rogue Squad Pod, Rogue Squad Podcast. And then we do... To wrap this
how
all
many
up,
promos?
we do a Patreon call with all of our followers if they want to get on every Sunday before we record the episode.
Yeah.
So we... and it's just a fucking roll of the dice.
Yes.
Everybody, sometimes it's just me and Commander looking at each other. Sometimes it ain't.
Sometimes Kerner's talking about Kate Upton. Sometimes we're talking about lasagna. Sometimes we're getting kicked off YouTube. So just tune in. It's always a jolly good time.
So if you want to be a part of that Patreon, you know what it is.
We have a few things to get into. So if you've been listening to the show,
been cold.
It's no drink November. So we're not drinking beer. So we're going to review, I say. We're drinking LaCroix as a replacement. Today I got goddamn orange. Last week we had lemon.
Goddamn orange.
Goddamn orange. We got 2 or 3 more weeks to go through. I will say we went to Cincinnati yesterday. I met with a client, and then we were visiting one of Nina's friends. And we, of course, had lunch at a brewery. And I was just sitting there looking at the bar, and I was just like,
Stop.
the fuck are we doing? Why would we do this? November. This is the dumbest idea.
Did you break it?
No.
Good.
I didn't. I stayed strong. But like, I was like, why are we even doing this? Just to test ourselves?
Yeah.
See if we are made of the right stuff.
To have the girth.
the girth and the, yep.
That's the hazing.
I'm stopping that.
We're hazing
We're
ourselves.
hazing ourselves.
How idiotic.
And I actually don't mind
What's
LaCroix.
with the hazing?
What's the deal with podcasts?
What's the deal?
I actually don't mind this LaCroix stuff. My wife got me into it. It's fine. It's healthy if you like soda but don't want to inject yourself with sugar. Mm-hmm. It's good alternative. But
No calories.
We're not really going to
sodium-free.
review it. It's orange. It tastes fine. I need something bubbly while we do the show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So we're doing that.
Yeah, this isn't bad. It actually just tastes kind of like a watered down orange popsicle. Like I'm
With bubbles. But yeah, all of our patrons, Padilla's up here. He said he's drinking for y'all. All of our patrons are drinking twice as hard in November to
Hammered.
catch up for us.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We do have one cheat day. So we're thinking we're going to have Mr. Fode on from Starbecue next week. And then we're also going to be home for Thanksgiving and seeing all of our old buddies and maybe going out. So we got to pick one of those days to be our cheat day.
Probably a cheat week.
What if we just drink for 12 hours on one day and 12 hours on the other day?
That's fine, right? Cheat what?
Loopholes, baby.
Loopholes.
That's how we get it.
It's the name of the game.
So we're going to do a sniff test on the LaCroix?
Yep, enough of the
Smells
gruff.
like nothing. Do you want to do...
It actually, seriously, I do smell a little bit
A
orange.
little bit orange. Do you want to do Guess the Scene?
Guess the scene.
Guess the Star Wars scene. It's our favorite game.
This is Guess the Scene from the Rogue Squadron podcast.
We do need a little jingle for that. It would be funny.
All right, what we're going to do is episode 7, because it was suggested by Commander earlier.
Yeah, we were chatting about how Kylo straight murders an entire village in the first few minutes.
Let's go super deep. We haven't got done like...
right at the beginning or right at the end?
Let's go right at the end. Let's do...
I guess we better look up the runtime before we go like over.
Well, 2 hours, so that'd be 120 minutes, right?
Yeah, 2 hours is like a safe cap, I guess.
Let's do 1:11.
Okay. So an hour and 51 minutes.
It's got to be them fighting.
That end.
It's got to be them fighting with the lightsabers.
Well, the tough part about guessing with lightsabers.
It's got to be that Star Wars scene.
No vibroblades in the movies. It's tough to guess at the end scene because there's so many things going on. Like it could be the battle for the shield generator or the thermal oscillator, whatever the fuck you call it.
Setting up the debt. Yeah, the charges.
Yeah, or it could be them escaping, or it could be them fighting in the snow.
So if you guys aren't familiar, we're doing Guess the Scene, episode 7, 111 minutes in. What scene are we looking at?
Oh man. Okay.
Are they still? Is like Poe still flying around? Is he firing at the base?
That's a good question. I don't think
that's
the
gotta
end
be-
is as long as we think
That's got
either.
to be the absolute end of it, right? Is him actually firing on the base when he goes into the oscillator?
Yeah, then the planet splits apart.
Oh, but they're still on the planet when that happens, because that's when it cracks between Kylo and Rey.
It's a little fuzzy. I don't know. I don't know like the exact order that shit happens in. They're on the freighter getting attacked by the monsters. Whoa, no.
Wrong.
An hour and 51 minutes, not 51 minutes. Commander Bly.
Yes. I'm
pretty sure you said that, right?
111 minutes in, so not an hour, yeah, 11. So that would be at the end.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say,
how much time do we have left?
I'm gonna say Han and company.
How much time do we have left?
I'm gonna say Han's walking on the bridge for Kylo.
What-
I'm
what-
about to look it up. Calm down.
What's the actual runtime?
Oh, I guess I have it right in front of me. It is
116.
2 hours and 18 or 16. Does that say 2:16?
I think it's 16.
2 hours and 16, including the credits. So what, we look like 2 hours 8, 2 hours 10. Yeah, I'm going to say Han's walking out on the bridge to talk to his little kid.
I'm saying it's after that Rey is hugging Leia.
Well, you got to think, the end of that, when they get back to the base, and then she goes to find Luke, that's not that long.
I'm still guessing that
They're
she's hugging Leia because they know Han's dead.
Okay.
That's my guess.
All right, I'm guessing Han's on the bridge. Let's scrub to 151. Bun-da-da-da. Okay, they're in the base. They're fucking with Phasma. We're at an hour 40. They've already found Rey on the base. I'm scrolling through. Hour 48. Oh, he's already on the bridge. Han's dead. Hour 50. And hour 51, they're in the middle of the fight.
Wait, 111 minutes isn't...
Hour 51. They're just starting the fight.
Wow. Wait, I thought they were...
Kylo just busts out his saber at an hour 51.
But the whole runtime's 2 hours and 18 minutes?
Yeah.
So you're saying there's only...
We got 27 minutes left right now.
27 minutes. Yeah, that's a whole half hour. I was way the fuck off.
Yeah, I knew.
I thought we were closer to the end. Because I was kind of figuring the credits were 5 minutes.
Republic credits?
No!
Damn.
Yeah, Mopar, that was swing and a miss.
You got it spot on last week or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So you're not going to be able to get it for a while. So yeah, did you place your bets? Did you win anything? We didn't announce a prize, but did you get it right?
The prize is.
Yeah, so that's it. It's a fun game. We'll do it every time. This should just urge us to watch more and more Star Wars so we know exactly what the times are.
We'll do it every time we remember. How about that?
No, I think that's a good thing that we should do every episode.
Happy Gilmore is one of the greatest movies ever.
I'm over it. I'm done with it.
It is.
Yeah, it's fine. It's funny.
It's on Netflix right now. I watched it twice this morning.
That's not a true statement. Tell me with certainty that you watched it 2 times in a row.
No, yeah. You know what I actually watched this morning was I put in Straight Outta Compton.
So did you not even watch Happy Gilmore?
I watched it yesterday.
You're such a fuck. You're such a fuck.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore's that's what. Just to start this off on a fucking random note, we'll get into Star Wars.
We've been starting it off for 12 minutes.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie? Because the top ones are obviously like, let's see, Big Daddy, Happy Gilmore.
Click.
Oh yeah, you always like Click.
No, I'm just kidding. I had it edible and I tried to watch Click and I
Billy
was
Madison.
out of my space by the end of it. I don't remember what
Out of
happened.
my space.
Yeah.
Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore.
I always really liked The Water Boy.
Waterboy's a great one. Yeah.
I think my gut reaction is Waterboy.
That's a good one. That's a little too kooky for me. I already said mine, Happy Gilmore, but
Adam Sandler. Let's see.
he's got a lot of bad ones now too.
Waterboy is the first one on his IMDb.
Oh, Little Nicky. I always forget about that.
Little
and
Nicky,
singer.
Wedding Singer, Big Daddy. Yeah, I would definitely say Waterboy. I'm trying to scroll back to see.
He's got a lot of weird ones. Coneheads. Wait, what? What?
Coneheads? Like he cameoed in Coneheads?
That's not even a thing.
Airheads, Mixed Nuts,
Airheads is a good
Happy
one too.
Gilmore, Bulletproof, Wedding Singer,
Big Daddies.
Big
I always
Daddy,
like Big
Waterboy,
Daddy.
Deuce Bigelow.
What's the one where he gets all the money? Longfellow.
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds.
I didn't like that one that much.
No, it was pretty good though. I watch Big Daddy a lot. That's one of the more watchable ones. I think Happy Gilmore's probably the funniest to me.
There's a category of movie where if I still had cable, like you turn on the TV and this movie's on and you just sit down and watch the rest of it no matter what you're doing. Like Big Daddy, I would say, is one of those movies.
I agree.
Big with Tom Hanks is one of those movies. No, but as far as Adam Sandler, I would say Waterboy.
I actually watched Big not too long ago. It's funny you said that. I think I saw it on Hulu, and I was like, I'm rolling the dice on that. I've never sat there and watched the whole thing. I've always grabbed bits and pieces, and I always see him and the old fellow Mark on the
fucking piano.
yeah, on the foot piano. That's it. That's all the Adam Sandler news we got, which was nothing.
You know what I'm excited for? Is it's holiday season, and I've been bad like the past probably 2 years of watching Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
except for Christmas Story because it's on for 24 fucking hours. I need to watch Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's been like a year or 2 years since 2 seasons since I've seen those.
I have to sit down and watch Die Hard this year.
Fuck, I've never seen that.
Isn't that a Christmas?
Bits and pieces, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Me neither. That, and people get mad when I say I've never seen any of the Lethal Weapons.
Yeah, I've seen the Always Sunny Lethal Weapon remakes. Does that count? All right, enough of that. We'll talk about this bad review that we got. We got a good one and a bad one. The good one, I think, is from Nelson. It's titled Dangus's All of Them. Great podcast, community, beers, and pop culture. Tons of extra stuff outside of the weekly podcast. His username is loves to spooge 6969, and he got 5 stars. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, congrats.
Depends on how hammered he was when he wrote that, I guess is the question.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got this. This is fantastic. The phrasing on this statement about beer is so funny. It's titled Jokes. It's 1 star. It says, not a fan of this show. I want to hear about Star Wars, not how do I feel about my beer. I like the way he said that. I don't want to hear how I feel about my beer. I want to hear about what is going on with the IP, not to be told what type of fan I am because I like this and not that.
What's the IP? What is he talking about?
Intellectual property, like Star Wars. Well, we're not a news show. Beer is in our logo. The word beer is in our logo. We talk about beer. It's in the description.
It's the first word on our logo. Beer comedy conversation. I know there's like a quote unquote battle station. I'm not saying it. We're gonna get fucking sued by the mouse.
No, we're not.
Star Destroyer.
Kathleen loves us. She told me.
She.
So Eagle 615 from the United States of America on iTunes. I'm very sorry that you didn't read the description of our show before you listened, and then it wasn't what you wanted. I think it's funny, and I like the way he said, I don't want to hear how I should feel about my beer. But like, if you read the description of a show and you don't want to talk about beer, and then you listen to it and they talked about beer and you give them a 1 star, that's like the worst way to review anything ever. But
I don't know. Maybe
we
he
can
was
make
just
another
a Star,
shirt out of it.
That's part of it. Maybe he's a Star Wars fan and that's it. And he wanted to listen to a Star Wars podcast, and we're not it.
Sorry. I don't think that we really tell people what type of fan they are. Maybe I've slipped up about
the whole point of a show is to give your opinion.
True.
We're not a news article. We're not just going to let you know what happened. We're going to give you our thoughts. So
Unbiased, the best news on iTunes. So
yeah, that's fine.
Well,
I actually thought it was a joke at first because it's the title of the review is jokes.
So is he saying that we're jokes?
Oh, okay. I didn't read it that way.
Or is he saying that we have good jokes? These guys are hilarious, but it wasn't what I fucking expected. 1 star.
These guys are cringy.
Damn.
Yeah, at least use a good word. Cringy. Right. Terrible.
Shaking my head. So yeah, that was fun.
Go over to iTunes and give us a 2 out of 3.
Actually, subscribe to the show. I don't give a fuck if you review us or not. Click the big purple button that says subscribe, and then
Is
listen.
it purple these days?
Yeah, the Apple Podcast app is purple.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Or Spotify. Those are the 2 biggest ones. Spotify is like huge now, so you check us out whatever you want. I don't care.
think Spotify always had podcasts.
No, it's recent, past year.
I hated using other apps for it. It's on. We're on everything, but Spotify. Everybody uses Spotify, so it's nice to have that podcast click.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good move for them. It was a good move. So yeah, if you want to review us, if you hate what you're listening to right now, go ahead. Leave a comment on YouTube. I think that helps the algorithm. Just do that, even if it just says like P.
Stop. Why would you say stop when we're already...
All right, this is pretty good goddamn orange.
I'm not orange is my least favorite flavor, especially when we're talking about candy. But this isn't bad.
What kind of orange candy do you drink?
I'm just saying, as a
like Jolly Rancher and shit.
Yeah, so Jawbreakers.
I never have candy. I have Reese's, and that's it.
Yeah,
so I don't know anything about orange candies.
If is there an orange Skittle? I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, as a kid too, orange was always my least favorite.
That's
like an orange pop. Or
orange and purple soda were my favorite.
No, not. I'm sorry, not an orange pop. An orange popsicle.
Oh,
those were always my least favorite.
I liked orange.
I always liked grape.
I'm a fan of orange.
Or cherry, just like motherfucker. Cherry. Grape's also my second favorite.
Maybe we should have Brian Regan on the show. Hey yo.
Good day, Galaxy. Let's talk about some news here. What do
we got a lot of stuff. So, what happened the other day? They did I think it's called a financial statements report or update or something that Disney does like once a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's once a quarter. And it's been a trend that they announce some new things when they do that. So Disney Plus, that is the official name of the streaming service that's coming in 2019.
I feel like they could have done a little better on that, but okay.
Disney Plus.
It's fine. Works.
It's going to have a lot of shit. I didn't know that Disney also owns National Geographic. So there's Disney, Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, and National Geographic stuff. It's all going to be on there. Obviously, we're following the Star Wars news pretty heavily. But quickly, there is a Loki series coming for Marvel.
Loki what?
A series, TV series. Stop.
Okay, 5, stupid.
I'm shutting this down. Loki from Marvel, you goddamn.
I got it.
Thor's fake brother.
What's up, Steve Kirk?
Welcome, Steve Kirk. We'll see you in 6 days. Not in person, though.
6 days.
6 days. Anyways, Loki series is coming for Marvel. Also a Scarlet Witch series.
Okay.
Also a Winter Soldier and Falcon series.
Pass on that.
Into the Star Wars news, we already knew that The Mandalorian was coming out. We already knew that Clone Wars Season 7. It's 7, right? Not 8? 7? I think it's Season 7. Someone correct me.
I think it might be 8.
I'm not a newsmaster. Season 7's coming out. And the new announcement, Cassian Andor live action series is announced. I'm actually really looking forward to this. So I've seen very positive stuff, which I'm very happy for. I was kind of expecting people to be like,
7.
Is
Clone
7
Wars
coming
Season
out?
7
That's
is the new one.
Very good. I'm right. I always like when I'm right. So you talk about Cassian Andor. What do you think?
All right. I'm excited for this.
Good. You should
We're
be.
bringing it up over here.
Boom. Now you can see it.
Cassian Andor live action series announced. I'm so excited for several reasons. This is the first time, well, when we look at Rogue One, this is the first time we see a rebel do some really rebellious things. They're not just fighting for the teddy bears. They're not just blowing up the bad guy stuff and that's it. This dude fucking kills an innocent guy and then during Rogue One tries to murder an almost like, I know he's not innocent per se, because he has his hand.
But he was gonna snipe him with his daughter sitting
Galen
right
Erso,
there.
yeah, Galen Erso,
Yeah.
But it's something necessary. That's a part of war.
Mm-hmm.
At both sides, and no matter what war you're talking about, they're all doing dirty things behind the scenes. That's what it's the necessity of war. It's the ugliness of war. What do you want to call it? What we
Requirements of
don't
war?
see is the rebels do that shit, and we finally got Cassian. You see him do that in Rogue One.
Yes.
I'm so excited for this. So it says Diego Luna returns as the Rogue One hero in a spy thriller.
That's all you have to say for me to get geeked. A Star Wars spy thriller.
A Star Wars spy thriller.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah. And there has to be an assumption here, which I'm fucking hyped for.
Assume it. I want to hear it.
K2SO.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Are we going to see them meet, or is he already around? Apparently, there's a little mini comic about them meeting.
K2SO's got to be a part of it, man.
Nobody likes it. So my first thoughts were, it's a Cassian Andor series, but what
spy thriller.
But what I'm really focused on is that he is the star of this series that's going to focus on this dark side of the rebellion, like you were talking about. And also, we've learned the rebellion is not. There's been seeds of rebellion for a long time, but it doesn't really fall into full force until right before A New Hope. So this is going to be like the first serious missions of the rebellion, I think. And Cassian is just the guy leading this series, but it's not going to be like just about him. Maybe not just an origin story, but it's going to be all encompassing, and he's just the guy in the spotlight. So I'm very excited for that.
The other thing I'm really excited for is, just to build off what you just said, what we see the rebels do, for the most part, is these large-scale blow up the Death Star, blow up the second Death Star, large-scale
Death
thing.
Star.
Yeah, basically. This is going to be small recruiting shit, underground. Hey, I'm a part of this. I know the Empire's been bludgeoning your business with their taxes and shit. Why don't you jump on board and support me? Like, it's going to be some serious underground networking and recruiting and supply grabs,
chain management. Yeah,
supply grabs, just like we saw with the Kyber crew. No, Firaxian.
action sharks.
The coaxium from Solo.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be something like that. Like they're building for war. This isn't go blow this ship up. This is underground, nitty gritty recruiting.
Yeah.
Trying to gain support, whether it's legitimate support from a governor or whatever the fuck you want to talk about, an existing Republic official.
Yeah.
Or a dirty as fuck, not good person who just is really good at building X-Wings.
A dirty as fuck, not good person.
Name the
This is
episode.
savage descriptions going on
dirty,
right now.
not good person. But you need those supporters.
Yeah.
You need a flyer.
You need a driver. You need a writer.
You need it, man. They need the supplies. I'm so excited for this. I'm hyped, man.
I have some thoughts. I'm going to talk about what he says here on the article first.
Let me before you get in that.
Come on, man.
On the surface level, Cassian Andor series, I personally, first reaction was like, why? But then you start really digging into it. Who's going to be involved? The light it's going to shed on the rebellion.
My first thought was yes.
K2SO. Well, I'm just a shallow fuck.
Yes. Well, yeah. I was going to go into something, but I decided not to at the last second.
Like shallow Hal.
As soon as I saw Cassian Andor, I associate him instantly with what we saw in Rogue One. So I was instantly like, yes, this is great.
Commander Bly. Rebellion in a nutshell. A dirty, not good person.
Yes, exactly. That's what happens. Let's see. So this is what I wanted to read at the bottom.
What's up,
The
Carolina?
rousing spy thriller will explore tales filled with espionage and daring missions to restore hope to a galaxy in the grip of a ruthless empire. That alone and the first headline, which was a spy thriller, those two, that's all you have to say, man. We've talked endless episodes about how we want something totally different. Yes, they're in the same era. I can understand a little bit of gripes
That's the downfall.
there.
That's the only downfall, though.
But
I'm excited.
a fucking espionage spy thriller, that's going to be awesome.
Daring missions to restore hope to the galaxy. You know what would actually be kind of cool is if we saw that coaxium that Han used
Now, that's what I was just going to say.
half linked into this, where
So we see Enfys Nest and the Cloud Riders in Solo. They are their own little organization, but they're building like framework for the rebellion too. And then we have the actual politicians like Mon Mothma and Bail Organa. We know we have Saw Gerrera and all of his crazy fucks. Like all of these little organizations, they're trying to fight for the same thing. So Enfys Nest popping up in this?
yeah,
Or
maybe
a
even
mention of her or something?
Yeah.
I could see a lot of that stuff happen.
So Carolina and Bly are talking about how Rogue One was enough. They should focus on different periods. I completely agree, but if they're gonna do this, I think this is the right way to do it. If you're gonna stay in this era, I don't want them to keep doing hoorah, hoorah, the rebellion's great.
Yeah.
I want to see some crazy shit, and I've sung that countless times on this podcast. I think we might get a bit of that in this. And I think the restraints of a saga movie or film will be lifted a little bit more in a series like this.
Yeah.
That they can do some dirty shit.
I would also put forward that to start a brand new era takes a lot of work. Like it can't just be one show and we're going to start a brand new era of Star Wars. I feel like if they're going to really, like maybe that will be Rian Johnson's thing. It's like if we're going to do this, we need the trilogy. It's going to start with this. We're going to have books to tie into it, comics, everything. And that's all going to have to be like a really strong push to get, if we're 100 years after Luke Skywalker's dead.
Do you think that's the only way
There's
that
a lot
Disney
to
would do that?
establish.
Do you think that's the only way Disney would do it? Is
Maybe.
start with a film and then build from there? Or do you think they would be daring enough to start with a series like this?
I don't know.
I think the only way they're gonna do it is if they start with a film.
I think we're going to have to... We'll have to see how things go with the streaming service.
They haven't made a... There's no plans to make, and they haven't made any content not based on a film. They haven't...
That's literally starting from scratch. I think that's what the Rian Johnson thing is going to be. And I think you have to really there's just a lot of things to establish in a brand. Like I know it's Star Wars, but if it's from scratch. Like even 7, you're starting in this new era, but you're still tied to the Skywalkers. You got X-Wings and TIE Fighters. Leia's still leading the thing. It's still basically Rebellion and Empire. Like there's a lot of familiar shit. If you're gonna go brand new, you have to establish so many things of the canon just to make that happen.
You're right. You're right. But they can establish that through the storytelling. They don't have to have it established. That's what, yeah. Because even in the original trilogy, they established through the telling of Luke Skywalker's story. They didn't establish the whole universe and then put Luke Skywalker into it. They wrote a story about Luke Skywalker and they built off that.
Yeah, but it's a little... I'm going to finish my thought instead of cutting myself off like I always do. It's a little different now that we do have this entire universe. You can't just start from scratch with nobody knows what's going on. Maybe something will tie in with the theme park. Because the theme park is supposed to be... You're supposed to be on a brand new planet in Star Wars that's never been in anything before. So maybe there'll be some things that kick off of that into some new content.
You know what would be really cool?
Everything Star Wars.
Is if they were to go, and all right.
Literally, I'm so excited for everything.
If they go into the past and create an Old Republic era.
Yes.
But there hasn't been a republic set up. There is no central government to the galaxy. What if they went back and it was like tribal systems all fighting for the central power?
Like you see them gradually forming the government over the course of like the trilogy.
Dude, it
That'd
would
cool.
be, and the historian in me, because that's kind of what happened in like Germany. There was so many different tribes, and they were just, it was infighting throughout. It was like 400 years of kingdom, and there was like 12 of them in Germany.
Yeah.
And they all wanted to fight for the power to control or run it all. But they could do that on a large scale and say these 4 species were grouped up and they believe in one thing, and then the humans and this species, they could really start pushing like Mass Effect-ish, where humans were fighting for control.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Or the other way around, where humans assumed control because they seem to be the majority.
Yeah.
And other species are coming in and fighting humans. Like, you guys are running this shit terribly.
Yeah, that's got to be a central theme somewhere, because the Empire is like almost all humans. So the humans have to be. It's not just from Coruscant. Like, they have to be spread across the entire galaxy.
What if at some point humans were the minority?
And then they rose the fuck up.
Oh, that's the shit I'm talking about.
They would never make that movie.
I want to see movies
They would
like
never make that movie nowadays. That'd be like I guess it would just be like Avatar.
But you're saying, and I understand in a movie aspect it may not work and we'll never see it, but it worked so well in Mass Effect where you start as the underdog.
Yeah, going along that lines. I thought you meant, well, okay. I was going somewhere else with it. No, I think that would work. As you're just
story?
trying to, they're like the humans in Mass Effect. They're trying to find their space in this galactic like universe. That doesn't make any sense. Galactic universe, galactic community that they just joined. Yeah, I got to play a Mass Effect 1 again.
Well, and the large assumption in the Star Wars universe is that everybody has the same technology. Where in Mass Effect,
True.
it was clear that some humans were new.
are killing it.
Yeah, the Asari are killing it, and humans were way behind. No, I think they could really build on shit like that, man. Sorry, and by the way, today's Mass Effect Day.
No, it's not.
No, N7. I'm sorry.
Last Wednesday was Mass Effect Day.
I was thinking Skyrim
N7
Day.
Yeah.
Skyrim Day's today.
Today is Skyrim Day. Yes, happy November 11th.
I just been in a Mass Effect mood, and I just finished up the first one, and we were playing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer this weekend.
Multiplayer was great. Yeah,
it's hard, man.
It was a lot of fun. Commander Bly here says, making completely new stuff would honestly piss off a ton of old fans. Well, yeah, I guess they're going to get mad at everything.
It doesn't, at this point, just make good content. That's where I'm at. Stop thinking about who's this going to piss off, who's this going to make happy.
Well, first of all, I don't think Disney actually thinks about that at all.
I
They
think
don't. No, they don't.
So I wonder how large of a picture they have.
If they thought about that, they would have fired Rian Johnson right after Last Jedi came out. They don't care what we think. They're making good content, and we're going to come along with it because it's good content, or we're going to be salty bitches and we're not going to watch it anymore.
But one good thing about The Last Jedi not hitting it out of the park with everybody is it makes it a continuously talked about topic. It makes it controversial, which is great for the Star Wars universe. For The Last Jedi to be brought up to this day,
Constantly.
8 months later after it came out, is a fucking knockout of the park. Just
Yeah.
for publicity. Now, of course, it hurt Solo because people were... Whatever. You could not like 8. I get it. I'm actually fine with it because I was really shaken when we first saw it. But the fact that you would not go see a completely other movie that has nothing to do with 8...
I think the percentage of fans that actually stopped watching Star Wars stuff after 8 is very, very, very small.
I would assume.
To follow a franchise that you love and you hate one of the movies and then ditch the rest of it, I think that amount of people is very, very minuscule.
Along that line of thinking is if 8 made you do that, then why would you watch any of the other movies?
What do you mean?
If you're not going to watch any future movies, why would you watch the old shit? If 8 was that bad,
Make you feel like a little kid again?
I don't know. I don't like the hate. I think the hate culture is so weird these days. So
Yeah, I
if
mean,
I can understand you not liking it. I'm completely okay with that. But just to rage hate on shit, I
feel like there's groupthink, and then people get pissed, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right. That was kind of annoying," and then it just kind of escalates, and social media makes it worse, and then it just keeps going and going.
So we got the other side of the table here, though. After 7, I was kind of done. Never saw a Star Wars movie in the theater since.
Aw, that makes me sad, Commander Block.
It does. It makes me sad. It doesn't make me pissed.
Well, did you see them at all? You just didn't see them in theaters? Like, what do you think of Solo? I thought Solo was fucking sweet.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that. But no, that makes me... It doesn't piss me off. It makes me sad because I wish 8 was good enough for you to see in theater, which I think it was. But... And Solo was fantastic. I don't want you guys to miss out on great stuff because of the lack of potential or lack of entertainment that one movie gave you. That's it. I just want everybody to be happy about Star Wars universe, which is never going to happen.
I guess I just don't understand. Like, I know I can be diehard about certain things, but I don't understand the mentality of not liking one portion of something and just ditching all of it. Like, there have been bad episodes of Game of Thrones. I'm not going to stop watching all of Game of Thrones because I hated 2 episodes of it.
Yeah.
And if that is you, like, I'm not really criticizing. I just don't understand that. Like, people still hate the prequels, but they'll still watch the original trilogy, and maybe now they like the sequels, but they don't really, jive with the prequels. They're still fans of it.
Like the Clone Wars. There are terrible episodes of the Clone Wars,
Yeah,
and it's praised so much, which
Yeah.
I like it too.
It starts slow, and there's bad episodes of Rebels. There's really slow stuff in Resistance and Rebels, but it doesn't mean I hate Star Wars now. So, I don't know.
It's a different mindset. That's all.
Just a different mindset. Ooh. Speaking of Resistance, I did catch up. We haven't been talking about it too much because there's not crazy amount of stuff to talk about.
Is it slow? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's just filler stuff,
So it's not worth watching.
Certain episodes are
fact
worth
that you-
watching.
Okay.
Certain episodes are worth getting a recap. This is where you rely on our boys like Star Wars Explained and stuff to review stuff. But it's a kid's cartoon. I don't know what we would be expecting. It'd be nice if there was no filler and everything was good. But anyways, today's episode, Kaz meets up with Poe off of their station. They're flying around. They get a distress signal. They go to investigate, and they're getting attacked by salacious crumbs, monkey lizards or whatever they're called.
Monkey lizards.
They go to investigate this distress call, and then a bunch of salacious crumbs are like fucking with them and like jumping on their head and stealing their blasters and running around and stuff. It's just antics. And then there's a giant salacious crumb. There's a giant beast, 6 foot tall salacious crumb. That was the episode today. And I guess if you're a kid, that's some funny Tom and Jerry shit, I guess. That's not an episode for me. As soon as he went off the base and met up with Poe, I was like, fuck yeah, they're going to talk about their plan. They're going to get into some shit. Talk about Kylo. Talk about the First Order. But no, they're just bumbling around with the salacious crumbs.
I do have a small bone to pick with you.
With me?
Well, not even that. Just
Bring it on, Mopar.
Just to bring it up.
I've never said anything wrong in my life.
I haven't been wrong yet. When you were shitting on that bird, the chicken.
Oh yeah.
The chicken mechanic.
I just thought it was funny that it wasn't like a creature that looked like a chicken. It was literally a chicken with legs.
Yeah. Well, what's a Gamorrean?
A
pig. It is a pig dude. Stop it. They're pig dudes.
It's like a green pig rhino guy.
True.
I don't know.
It's a Pokemon. What the fuck?
It's Kangaskhan.
I'm just saying it's all that the species can get really weird, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, yeah.
An intelligent chicken, if you want to put them on screen, I'm fucking okay with that. Why is that?
I'm sorry if you're. I'm not pulling it up, and I'm showing Mopar a picture of the giant.
That's my new Facebook profile
the
pic.
Salacious Crumb. The Black Series Rebels guys are calling him Swolacious Crumb.
That's hilarious. It looks like a Rancor, just a salacious core.
Like a gangly Rancor. It was just.
He ain't just a crumb. He's the whole fucking loaf of bread, baby. Salacious loaf.
Salacious loaf. Jesus.
Is that the name of the podcast episode? Salacious loaf.
Yeah. I gotta text myself the title.
I had quote, I have never said anything wrong in my life. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Yes.
I've said stuff in the middle. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Between wrong and right?
Yeah.
Sky's blue.
I never said anything wrong. I said some iffy stuff.
Instead of saying the sky is blue, you just say the sky is not yellow.
Yeah, it ain't red.
I haven't said anything wrong yet.
See? That's how I... Loopholes, baby. Loopholes everywhere.
Loopholes.
What'd you say? Salacious
Salacious loaf.
Salacious loaf.
Not just a crumb,
That's
baby.
a risky title because we did look up. Remember, we looked up the salacious, the meaning. It was like overly sexualized
I
or
thought it was
something.
like violently sexually.
Violently sexual. What was Lucas thinking when he named that character?
Yeah.
That's enough of that. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of recap Resistance. You might want to wait until they do a season break and then just like get a plot recap of the whole first half of the season.
Yeah.
Because there's like little bits and stuff that maybe I missed a few things. You know, those little kids in the last episode mentioned how Kylo Ren killed their entire village and they had to flee to that thing. Like, there's little info like that that's cool.
Guys.
But in the middle of that, they're just trying to steal bread like Aladdin and running around and stuff. You know what I mean? So,
Let's get back to that.
Kylo Ren murdering people.
Kylo Ren. The first scene we see in episode 7. This is what happens. We got Bly over here, sees episode 7, hates it. I'm just talking shit. But the first scene we see in that movie is Kylo Ren ordering to murder everybody in this village.
Cuts the old man in half.
Cuts an old man in half, uses a force power we've never seen before, and takes the ace pilot away. What? That's the first thing that happens.
Badass.
Not watching two dusty droids walk through sand for a half hour.
Oh, dear. Kylo failed. Failed at what? He won that part.
He won that part easily. I'm a big fan of Kylo.
He won me over.
And I also think Kylo, they won me over even more in episode 8 with Kylo, because he just became, it almost like something clicked with him between 7 and 8. Like he figured out how to outsmart
What?
Snoke.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry, I was letting that process for a second.
Kylo outsmarted Snoke.
Yeah.
I'm in his head. He does everything I said. Wait, that wasn't what I told him to do. I died.
That begs the question to me if he's been doing that and working that angle all along, or if once Snoke talked shit to him, he got pissed and decided to kind of get revenge on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is he putting on an act that he's not as strong as he actually is? I thought you were going to be as strong as Darth Vader, but here you are, a fucking crybaby child. Meanwhile, Kylo is as badass as Darth Vader. More badass because he fucking killed his emperor, took control of the First Order, didn't be redeemed by Rey like Vader, bitch ass.
Dude, you can tell he's been putting dandruff in his fucking banana biscuits. He's been shitting in Snoke's Fruit Loops. Just talking shit. Snoke's over there. What?
What does that even... what does half of that even mean?
Putting dandruff in his banana biscuits.
Putting dandruff? Like what? Like he leans over fucking Snoke's fruit snack and just like scrapes his hair? Also, you know Kylo doesn't have any dandruff. He uses that head and shoulders. That hair is fluffy as shit. He has no dandruff whatsoever.
He does have very much Anakin head of hair. Anakin's hair in episode 3 is fucking spot on. It's fucking spot on.
Yeah, I like Kylo. I like they changed his hair in episode 8 from episode 7. I know people laugh when he takes his helmet off. I didn't laugh at it, but I think his hair was a little too fucking Victoria's Secret.
In 7?
Yeah.
You're saying? Interesting.
It's very fluffy and feathery, you know what I mean?
I gotta watch 8 again, to be honest.
I just did, like, last week. It was good.
I have to watch it again. There's those small subtleties that, like the talking through the Force and where his hand ends up wet after
it's fucking
seeing
badass.
it raining on Octo. Yeah, it's cool.
There's Force powers there that we never even would have dreamed of.
But that's the cool thing about the Force. It leaves the door open. It's not a limited thing. It's not like if we see a new Force power, don't be like, I've never seen it before. Why can't that exist? It's more of a, dude, the door's fucking open. No, we don't know. There are no limitations.
Yeah.
There are no limitations to the Force. We got to assume that anything can happen with it if someone's strong enough or has a strong enough will or if the fucking Force allows it.
Yeah. I like how Ryan really played with it not being like attacks and defenses.
Force dandruff.
Force dandruff, yeah. That is a new power.
Haha, bitch!
Pay attention for Battlefront 3. But no, I like how Ryan, it wasn't very like offensive and defensive Force powers. It was like the Force can open up channels and connect you with people. Just like mysterious stuff that I thought was pretty cool.
And that's why I always liked Plagueis's mindset, where it's more of like a scientific Force.
Yeah.
Like studying the Force and that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I love it. So let's like talk about it in a business way. Invest in the Force. Double your efforts tomorrow.
Stock market's going crazy.
Yes. What else do we got here?
There's a little small blurb. Industrial Light and Magic is launching the TV division. Obviously, if Disney's going to have a streaming service, they need some badasses to fucking do the graphics. So obviously The Mandalorian. And I'm assuming this means all of the Disney stuff since they own Lucasfilm. So all the Marvel movies and all that kind of stuff on the streaming service. ILM has a TV thing. I think that's pretty sweet. I did say something before. I saw a poll on Twitter. People were asking, do you think we'll see Anakin in any form in episode 9?
Yes.
Kind of wanted
yes.
to chat about that a little bit. Like,
We'll hear his voice.
yeah,
100% we'll hear his voice.
1000%?
I guarantee it. I'd put money on it. I think we'll see Obi-Wan and we'll hear Anakin.
I would have rather had Obi-Wan over Yoda in 8.
I agree. We've said that.
I wonder if they didn't do that because people were pissed about, half the people were pissed about Tarkin in Rogue One.
It's not.
Anyways, whatever.
He looks too good.
I'm off track.
He looks too real.
You're awakened a dead guy. He's back. I don't like it.
I mean, it's.
They didn't do that in Legends.
I understand the gripe. I thought he looked great. That's where I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah. Anyway, that was off topic. Anyways, yeah. I'm just kind of thinking like, are they gonna bring Anakin back? Are they gonna CGI that fucking old crispy donut?
See, crispy. Well, so
Powdered
which
donut.
are we moving on from the special features one or special edition?
That's where it's kind of confusing.
That's actually one of the ones that I was completely okay with that they changed in episode 6 when you see Hayden Christensen, yeah,
I mean, as long as you don't overthink it, I guess.
because that's what he looked like when he was on the light side. And from my understanding, Sith can't become Force ghosts. So the only part of Anakin or Vader that's going to live beyond.
Yeah, but it was originally what he looked like when he was redeemed. So he was on the light side for that 10 minutes before he died.
Well, then that just changes. That's actually bigger than we think. Then that changes that he wasn't actually redeemed. He just understood his faults.
I think it's Lucas wanted to fuck around with some new toys.
I enjoy it. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's...
That's one thing that I was not mad at.
I think there's some things there where Lucas didn't... And of course, I'm speaking for him, not that I know what his actual intentions were. But maybe he changed that because he could, not because he thought the way he wrote Darth Vader's redemption was wrong and he wanted to retcon that. He just thought, well, I could fucking throw this guy in the goddamn movie. That seems pretty cool. Let's do that. Fix that, add that audio in there, do that, put that rock in front of R2. We're going to town.
Those rocks piss me off.
It doesn't make any sense.
First of all, it's impossible for him to get in there.
And out there. Yeah, I know.
There's
He never
so
could've
much
fit.
shit
Yeah.
in front of that.
Unless he like used his little arms to move it and then got in there and then stuck it back. Yeah, it makes no
Or there's a
sense.
tunnel.
Makes no. He fucking airdropped into the. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it would be cool. I think that if we're gonna close off the Skywalker trilogy, it all started with Anakin, and I think something needs to happen. It would be really cool if Hayden was back, and he was a Force ghost, and he was actually talking to Kylo or something like that.
What would he say?
I-
what would
it would
Anakin
be-
say to Kylo Ren?
And it would just be really hard for them to do that
Would
right.
Okay, two-part question. Would he be talking to Kylo or Rey? Part 2, what would he say?
He'd be talking to Kylo, and he'd tell
No,
him
that's wrong already.
not to be a fucking shithead.
It's all wrong. It's wrong already because Kylo, first of all, hasn't talked to a light side person yet. We haven't seen him. He's talked to the helmet of
What are
Vader.
you talking? That doesn't mean he can't.
I'm just saying. We
He's
haven't
been-
seen a Force ghost talk to an evil person yet in Star Wars. Not that it can't happen, but we haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I
So
see what
if
you mean.
Anakin were to come back, or we hear him or see him, he would probably end up talking to Rey.
No, that's dumb.
You think just because of the bloodline tie?
He doesn't have any connection to Rey.
So
I think Kylo's been worshiping Anakin for the wrong reasons. I think it would make perfect sense for Anakin to come back and be like, yo, you misinterpreted some shit. I fucked the whole galaxy up.
I thought you were just gonna say I fucked the whole galaxy. I've been
Fucked
there.
the whole galaxy and it wasn't worth it. Don't do that. Go sweet talk Rey. You guys go live a nice life on Octo or some shit. Have some babies with some midichlorians. What?
Tired of Star Wars, man. It's all
I'm
shit.
pissed. It's all too good. I can't
1 out
handle
of
it.
5.
No, keep talking about Anakin.
I want to see Anakin.
I do. I really would like to see
You know what?
Hayden
What even
Christensen.
trumped that? They're gonna have Force Ghost Luke. They have to.
That I guarantee. That is a guarantee.
I actually,
I'm a
you know,
little
after
iffy on
after
Anakin.
putting my money down, since no one took the bet, I'm gonna take it back off.
I force took the bet. You just couldn't sense it.
I think they're not gonna overdo it. I think we're gonna see one Force Ghost in a movie if they're gonna use one. We saw Yoda last one. We're gonna see either Ben or Luke in this one.
I think definitely Luke.
I think it's like an obvious thing that it'd have to be Luke.
Yeah.
But I think Luke was still a little on the fence, not 100%. I think it would make complete sense if we saw Obi-Wan. But he just, again, doesn't have any ties to Kylo or Rey.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe naturally it would have to be Luke. Because at least Luke has ties with Rey now.
Yeah, I guess it's iffy. Like if they bring in Ben and they bring in Luke, and then are they going to bring in Anakin and have 3 Force Ghosts, and then might as well throw Yoda back in there?
What if they do one of each? What if they do Anakin coming back, talks to Kylo, because dark side, and then Luke.
Yeah, I think I would love to see it. It'd be really tricky. It'd be really tricky for them to do that. I
What if
think.
Luke was talking mad shit? What if Rey was piloting something, and he's like, "Use the computer. You're not as good as a pilot as me. I like you need to step
He
up."
would be talking shit. He gets snarky there in 8. I don't know. I would like to see it. But yeah, I think maybe a safe bet would be Kylo's meditating or trying to figure something out, and
We're gonna
you
hear Han?
Anakin talk to Kylo.
We're gonna hear Han. Are we gonna hear Han Solo talk to his son?
I don't think so.
I mean, I would assume not.
Unless they're gonna do like a little vision like Superman had in Batman versus Superman when he
But
goes
the-
on the mountain
Yeah,
and like
but,
sees his dad and talks to him.
But what
They're
they
not gonna do that in
what they
Star
could
Wars.
do is because we've talked about it. Every person has midichlorians. It's the level of midichlorians. Everybody has the Force, but it's the level of the Force, how adept you are.
Yeah.
Are you recognizing it, or
Yeah.
are you completely not? That's not a thing. It's impossible. I think there's a potential that if we were to see some type of flashback, premonition, dream sequence with Han talking to his son,
Yeah.
I think it would make sense, and I don't think it would upset too many people.
I think for the narrative it would make sense. I don't know if we're going to see that in a Star Wars movie. I think the flashback in 8 alone was a risk. I think it worked out. It looked fucking great. But I don't think that they'll do more flashbacks and shit and visions like that in Star Wars. I don't know if it fits.
You know what's interesting?
The Force Ghost is a loophole to do that, though.
You know what's interesting is in 7 and 8, they both have those scenes that are like, what the fuck is happening? We have the Rey flashback
Slash forward.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the lightsaber vision.
Half of it's like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have her touching the fucking Harry Potter mirror in the dark side basement.
Yeah, I still don't get that. I still don't get that scene at all.
I think that's a good thing that we don't know.
But I'm surprised I don't see more people like trying to analyze that and talk about it.
Yeah, that's a good point because I
feel like people kind of accepted it and moved on. I'm still like, what? What?
Well, so the issue is with the issue I have with 8 is it jumps around so much. So we have Canto Bite happening, and then we have shit like that. They're so different.
I'm okay with that.
They're so different.
We have Han glued to the back of the Star Destroyer, and then it goes to Luke getting lessons from Yoda.
But those are 2 high points. Her touching a mirror, or whatever you want to call it.
You just talk shit about 5, like last episode or 2 episodes ago.
Terrible movie.
How the middle was boring.
It is. Space Worm, that's it.
I think 8 and 5 have a lot more similarities than we think.
I agree. I think 8, it was a mesh of 5 and 6. But I think if episode 5 didn't end in I'm your father, I think 5 would be viewed completely differently.
I also think 5 was viewed completely differently back then.
Actually, didn't we see some critiques of it from actual critics, and they're like, wow, they missed on this one.
We had some older fans say that they saw it in theaters and it was split down the middle just like Last Jedi was. I think movies have a totally different reaction when you watch them as they come out versus I sit down, I have all the Lord of the Rings trilogies and I'm going to watch them in order, right back to back. That puts a totally different spin on the movie itself. I think in 5 years, when you can sit down and watch 7, 8, 9 all together, 8 is not going to be a big of an issue as it is now. It's my personal opinion.
It's interesting.
So I predict the future. I'm smart.
I think...
You like my new shirt?
No. I have the same one.
Nate, you almost bought it, you said.
You're right.
Okay, keep going. I just looked up and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool.
It looked like banana and frozen banana over here. It's around the same color, right?
I've had about everything.
Why is banana bread on my mind, man?
Yeah, you've been talking about bananas a lot.
I had bananas on my pancakes today.
There's something to that. Why you been bringing up bananas so much?
Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
It's a quote from Jurassic Park, 1994.
It's a quote.
Jeff Goldblum.
No, but
and we're not roasting 8. We're just kind of talking about it.
I'll roast 8 all day. I still enjoy the movie.
I roast all of them, but I don't think I'm roasting it right now. I'm just talking about it. You want me to roast 8? I'll fucking roast it.
Let me get out
sauce on that movie.
Everything every ship, every speeder, every fucking vessel they've created in a Disney era has been fucking spot on.
Except for just copying the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing.
I'm okay. The X-Wing I think makes sense because it was one. It's still one of the most like glorified. Like it wasn't.
No, I agree with you. I was just talking shit. I was going to point it out.
They already had the molds made. Why would you remake them? In the Star Wars universe, they already had the technology.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Let's just upgrade those stuff that we had.
I understand that there's not like a 30-year gap in technology, like for ships and stuff like that. It's not fucking huge. I get that they just kept the same thing and updated it. But if you go back, Clone Wars, 20 years before the Rebellion, that's all. I mean, I guess you could have some similarities with the Y-Wing and the ARC 170, but that's very, very different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That changed pretty rapidly, and then we just kind of kept the same thing and just slapped a new paint job on it.
Well, the thing I would say, it doesn't make sense for the Empire, but...
Are you pissed about space fuel right now, Commander Bly?
Wait a second. Episode 3, Obi-Wan lands on Utapau and asks for fuel.
In episode 1, they land on Tatooine because they don't have fuel. In episode 2, Anakin tells the clone pilot...
They don't land on episode... No, they don't land on Tatooine because they have no fuel. Their hyperdrive system's broke.
But they also need fuel. Qui-Gon mentions that.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. They don't land because of that, but he does try to refuel while he's there.
They need fuel.
in episode 2, Anakin tells the clone pilot to aim right above the fuel cells. Blow that fucking Trade Federation ship out of the fucking thing.
Well, stop being sarcastic.
Sorry, we
I
can't
don't know. I can't
understand
see your
sarcasm through
This
text.
guy's a fucking
Well, I
bananas.
just wanted to bring that up for anybody else that might be listening and thinking about giving us a 1 star. Just remember about the fuel.
Just remember,
Space fuel.
we'll give you a 1 star. I'll give you the only star that matters.
You were about to say something before we got into space fuel.
I don't know. No,
Usually how it goes.
it is a common complaint, and it's kind of weird. Like, fuel's always been a thing. It is. I'll accept that. I personally think running out of fuel is kind of a weird cop out. I don't know. There's a lot, for lack of better terms or words.
I thought it was kind of interesting.
Why don't you just get there? There's so many ways to just shoot them out of the fucking sky. Have another fleet come in and just on the other side of the planet. Oh,
Maybe
they're
they
all
don't
dead.
have another fleet.
Maybe they just take the fucking fleet they have, go out and come back. But
That is true. Why don't they just jump right in front of them and turn around?
that's when we start talking about how long does space travel take? How close is the next system? Is it a week away? Or is it like...
It's a mind fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was I didn't think it was an interesting enough plot. Not point, but plot.
I mean, it's happening
Advice.
within the matter of a day. It's not like they're chasing them for a fucking month.
Could have been.
I was talking about the prequel ships and moving into the original trilogy and stuff ships, and then you were gonna say something. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah. I think because the rebellion wasn't financially stable, they had to use the ships that were available. I think that's the exact same thing that's happening with the Resistance. They don't have money fueling this. I mean, there's 50 people left at the end of episode 8.
Whereas the Republic have unlimited cash.
The Republic has unlimited cash. They can keep advancing stuff. It's a war. I mean, it's a split.
No, but I'm saying, how do you get from Republic making brand new shit? I get, but then from there, the rebellion starting to build. Then they come up with the X-wing right there. They're not repurposing Arc 170s. They are a little bit in
Maybe we'll see that in the Cassian thing.
in the legends and shit.
How they get ties
cool.
with the builds of
I'd like to see
the
that.
ships.
I'd like to see that.
And how they have a... So I did... What was that in? I think it was in a comic book. Or maybe it was in the... It was in something I read. That one of the manufacturers of the ships purposely held back vital technological advances. They held it back from the Empire or the First Order, whatever series I was reading at the time. So they could give it to the good guys, the rebellion or whatever. So, the TIE fighters don't have light speed.
Right.
It was something along those lines where
Right.
they held back. They didn't tell the Empire about it, but they kept making ships because if they didn't, well, they're going to kill me. So instead, I did what I could, just like the thermal exhaust port. I did what I could.
Right.
I can't not do this. They're just going to kill me and find someone else. So I like those dirty deeds done free.
Done dirt free. You know what one thing I really love about that tech in the prequels, the fact that Obi-Wan, just that particular ship that he has to get into a little carriage that has hyperlight, space light travel,
Space fast.
space fast, quick hyper. But I thought just little details like that about their technology is so cool.
Hyper
Like
light.
that fighter is so small and nimble that it doesn't have hyper.
Light.
What's the fucking?
Hyperspace.
No, it doesn't have or
Light
not
speed.
have hyperspace.
Light speed.
It doesn't have
Light speed technology.
hyperdrive. Doesn't have a hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive.
That's what I was looking for.
My uncle Alderaan hyperdrive. Hyperdrive. My uncle Alderaan.
My car has speed. The ship doesn't have a hyperspeed. It's hyperdrive.
Light face. Good day.
Anyways, I thought that was awesome.
Adam Driver talks some Star Wars, and surprisingly, said he wasn't expecting to be recognized so much.
What are you talking about?
Fuck would you not? Why are you surprised that you're recognized because you were in a Star Wars film?
Let's pull this up. Mopar's talking about articles. Wait, so what does it say? Adam Driver talks briefly and cryptically about Star Wars and Kylo Ren in an interview with Vulture. Oh. I mean, I don't want to read this article on air. Everything with Adam Driver I like, though. It was great.
Look at that big, long question, and he's like,
No.
With all the fame and all the Star Wars fans and all, did you ever think that this would happen in this lifetime? And it would better? No, I didn't.
Oh, man. Well, I can just look
That's also one of the most goosebumpy when he takes that helmet and staring down at it in episode 8, mind you, the one that you hate, episode 8.
I understand what you did there.
When he gets into the elevator and fucking bashes it. That's some of the most raw emotion we've seen in Star Wars to date.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I know. I agree 100%.
Dude, he's like, this fucker failed me. I was trying to be Darth Vader. Snoke's pissing in my Cheerios. And he made fun of me and told me to take this shit off. I failed. Fuck this thing.
I love
Fuck
that
it.
part. I really do. That's one of my favorite parts of that entire movie. It's just so dramatic. And it just simple things like that can give you the drama but doesn't have to be on such a giant epic scale. Like the very personal moments like that I really enjoy. You don't see enough about it.
Ooh, I like this question, though. What's interesting to you about playing Kylo Ren? Adam Driver says, that's hard to say because we're working towards something in particular with that character. I don't want to give anything away. Ooh.
Okay, so let's spin this into a new conversation. Redemption or death?
He's going to sacrifice himself for the greater good. I'm telling you right now.
That's an interesting one. I'd be cool with that.
I think Hux is going to become... I feel like this is what's going to happen. Hux is the true evil. Kylo was like using evil to like kill his dad.
He's just
and
confused.
get back. Yeah, well, he was to kill his dad and get back at Luke. Hux is the true psychopath, and him and Hux are at ends, and he's gonna prevent Hux from doing something fucking crazy.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Hux is going to be trying to like assassinate him or something throughout 9.
He's been dialing it back, the evil back. We see it almost in reverse. Maybe we're hitting something here.
Oh.
First scene in 7, evil cuts a fucking dude in half, kills an entire village.
Yeah.
Does everything.
Yeah.
He loses to Rey, notch back.
Right.
Episode 8. Well, but also he does kill his father, but it's kind of
Notch
like
up.
it's a notch up and a notch back all at the same time. But in 8, we see him not kill his mother, notch back. He stares and he's like, I wanna do this, but no. That's one of the things that doesn't get talked about much, where he doesn't actually fire on the ship.
This goes... Fuck! It's so complex.
It's just up in the air. They left the door wide.
No, but
the
him
fuck
as a
open.
character is so complex. Like, why did he kill his dad but not his mom?
Maybe that's what I'm talking about. Maybe Han wasn't his actual biological father.
Or he was just a shitty father.
I'm just saying. There's.
He would
It
have
seems
disappointed you, he
it's-
says.
It seems like between 6 and, let's call it, 6 and 7, there's a lot of shit that goes on. I mean, 30 years is a lot.
There's a book or something that talks about this that we haven't read and people are pissed.
Bloodline. I'm reading it right now. I'm not very deep in it, but so I'll give you an inkling of what's happening.
Here's what I'm going to do. I just made a plan for myself. Whatever like the 2 newest Star Wars books are, like the most recent ones, I'm going to start reading those, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to get a plot summary review of all the canon books leading up to wherever I am, and I'm going to start fresh from like the newest book and move forward. Because I guarantee there's something that Star Wars Explained is going to be like, yeah, in this book, the young Kylo mentioned something about his dad being Han, and he's pissed and he's being neglected. Something small like that.
Kylo's gonna leave a vent port in Hux's Death Star.
I'll leave a vent port in your Death Star.
I won't. I'll pass on that. I think. What was I talking about?
We're talking about Kylo versus Hux a little bit.
No.
And then we moved on to something else.
Oh, so
Bloodlines?
in the Bloodline book, just to give you
The
an
book that's
idea,
4 years old.
I'm excited for it. It's kind of slow moving, but I am excited because Leia gives up politics. That's kind of where I'm at. She's still really important because she was part of the rebellion. They won.
Yeah.
She's like a political leader. But I guess what's happening is it's split right down the middle where what did they call
Isn't that
them?
kind of how she goes to the resistance? Like the politics are kind of half and half, and nothing's getting done, and she's like fed up and just
It's kind of bougie or whatever you want to call it, where it's all fluff. Nothing's actually happening.
right.
And she's just being a pawn in this game where she used to be able to make a difference.
Right.
But now, and I guess,
Now she's going to blow shit up.
yeah, right where I'm at, she's talking to Han. She's like, I'm fucking done with this. I quit. I don't want to be a senator or whatever, a representative anymore. It's all bullshit. She's like, I just want to go on a fucking cruise with you. Go stargazing or whatever it's some like Star Wars stupid shit.
Stargazing.
But she's like, I just want to go and be a smuggler with you. He's like, you're going to hate this. And she's like, I know. But at least I'll hate it with you. It's like, oh.
Yeah, what does Han do after 6? Once they get married, does he settle down or
No,
what?
he's out. He's out. He's still running. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, because I mean, I know
Because he doesn't want to be a part of the political shit. That's what he's the opposite. He gets the fuck out. Why would I want to be like, I love you, but that whole shit sucks.
But he's going to be a general and a captain for a little bit.
Why? They won.
No, I just mean like if he doesn't want any part of that, why does he agree to be a general for like 3 or 4 years?
To make a better universe, but make a better galaxy.
Yeah, we need some more. Solo cannot be the only movie about young Han Solo. I need more about his personality and his actions and how he's going to turn from smuggler, scoundrel,
He could
to
be-
a fucking general.
Yeah, he has the freighter with all the animals. He could be starting a zoo.
He's Noah. This is the Noah's Ark.
He's Noah.
This is the Noah's Ark of Star Wars.
Solo's Ark.
Han's Ark.
Perfect.
Get it?
I'm excited, guys.
I'm very happy with Star Wars. Excited where things are. Anyone
It's been a slow build, and even with that said, because we've gotten more movies in the past fucking 3 years than we've ever gotten ever.
hasn't even been 4 full years. Yeah, if you think about that.
We've gotten 4 movies. The fact that's happened, and personally, I didn't despise any of them. Dude.
I highly enjoyed all of them. It's not even a matter of like, yeah, it was a good Star Wars movie. I highly enjoyed all of them. I think that bodes well. If anyone tells you Star Wars is dead, they're just
It's dead
they're
to
just
them.
confused.
It's dead to them.
They're dead inside too.
And
How's
they're
that
wrong.
for telling you
And
what kind
they're
of fan
wrong.
you should be? Yeah, they're wrong.
They're wrong. They're unintelligent. Stop. I'm excited. Things are built up now, and I'm glad. Maybe they did this for a reason where they held off and did the series announcement releases now because there's not a lot. There's not a film coming out. We've got a year and a half still, just over a year now.
Go
for the
back
next
just
film.
a second. Think about how they said they were slowing down with the movies, and they canceled Boba Fett, and people are like, Star Wars is dead. They're not going to continue.
Mandalorian,
then they just
Cassian.
dropped. Yeah, exactly. Now they're just gonna be moving stuff from the traditional box office thing to their streaming service. I think.
I wonder how that's going to work financially. Like, how much did Game of Thrones make, wherever it is now, compared to a Star Wars film release? Because I feel like Game of Thrones is probably the biggest thing that's come out series-wise.
Well, it's not so much how much did Game of Thrones make; it's how much did HBO make because they have Game of Thrones and they got more subscribers to their service and stuff. That's the question. Because that's you get it. You want to watch Game of Thrones, you have HBO. You also watch Sex and the City or whatever the fuck else is on there.
True.
Comedy, stuff like that. I don't know.
Have you ever watched The Sopranos?
I haven't. That's on my long list of fucking great things that I haven't seen.
I started it several times, and
Liam says there's still a
Liam-
year until episode 9. More than a year. Yeah.
just over a year.
December
we're not too far away.
19th, I think. So yeah, we're 13 months away, boys.
We've got
And whammon. Sorry.
we've got some stuff in between there. We got Star Wars Celebration happening.
2019 is going to be out of control. Star Wars Celebration and the theme park and the streaming service and episode 9.
When is the release for the series, the Mandalorian? When are they talking about the first episodes being released?
I think it's Q4, so I don't think they gave a specific date, but it's going to be
still next year,
like October, November.
We're gonna get that and episode 9. First of all, episode 9 is gonna be the greatest Star Wars film to date.
I think it's going to be one of the best things ever made. Dude, you think we'll get a trailer this holiday season? Or a teaser, I mean?
No. Maybe Super Bowl. Which is going to be about 3 months away.
When did we get the one for episode 8? We got a teaser at Celebration. Oh, yeah, obviously, Celebration. Sorry. We'll get a teaser at Celebration.
Do we not have a teaser for 8 at the Super Bowl?
No, that was Han Solo.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was coming out in May. No, for episode 8, we got the teaser at Celebration, and that was May. And then we got, no, it was April, excuse me. And then we got the full trailer in September during one of the NFL games.
Half trailer.
Trailer.
Semi-trailer.
18-wheeler. Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Guys, I saw an 18-wheeler fall the fuck over.
Fall over? You mean tip over?
Flipped, yeah.
That's scary.
I caught the end of it, man. I do a lot of travel for work, and I was in PA.
Oh, you watched it happen?
I caught the end of it.
Oh, shit. I thought you meant that you just saw one tipped over on the side of the road.
I caught the end of it. It was in PA, man. I came around a turn, and then there was just debris everywhere, and I looked up, and the truck was still skidding.
Fuck.
I was like,
That's
God damn!
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it was terrifying. It I don't know if it was a good thing, but it fell over on the passenger side, which is obviously, I think, safer if there's a way to be safer with a fucking vehicle tipping over.
A giant vehicle tipping over?
But at least you're on the top end. I don't know. That's crazy.
I hope he didn't have Star Wars toys in the trailer. That would suck.
I think they were hauling episode 8 fanboy tears.
Those are pretty heavy.
Those are heavy.
Those are pretty fucking heavy, man. They
Takes
might be
a
over
lot.
they may be over the weight limit on some of those bridges and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Bridges. You gotta let some of them tears out. They're so salty they use them on the roads in the fucking winter.
That snow melts right off. Oh, man. Guys, I would encourage everybody, if you enjoyed the show, check out our Patreon. So
I talked about it at the beginning of the podcast.
I know, but I did forget to mention one thing. So all you current Patreon guys and gals and ladies and mandos, we're doing our very first Christmas gift exchange.
Sithmas.
It's a secret Yoda Sithmith. I can't say it. Sithmith gift thing. So everyone in the Patreon group, if you want to sign up, there's a link on our Patreon page. Just
right here.
Add your
Click on the link.
Click on my link. Just add your info, and then we'll pair everybody up, or not pair everybody up. We'll tell you who your Secret Santa is next week on the next episode. We're all gonna get toys for Christmas. Anything Star Wars, doesn't have to be a toy. We're cooking up some interesting surprises for y'all, so we'll send you something cool.
Things are a brewing. Liam said they started filming episode 9 like close to August, so a trailer shouldn't be too far away. I think it might be pretty far away if they just started.
I would bet money that it's Celebration.
I agree.
That's my guess.
That's got to be like their time. They're
just
able to release a trailer on their own time instead of having to use a vehicle like the Super Bowl, which, first of all, many nerds are not watching.
Right.
So they were able to capitalize on a fucking place and time of their choice. Everybody's going to be there.
Yeah.
So I would agree.
It's too logical for them not to do it. So, yeah.
It doesn't not make sense.
Well, just like all my statements, I'm not wrong.
The sky's in red.
We have been fucking around with a change on our video this week. So if you've been watching, I bumped it up to 60 frames per second. So if it's been pretty good, if it's been out of sync, I would like to know so we can adjust. So maybe, hopefully it looks better. We have a light and fucking, I got a new shirt and it looks great.
Was it extra yellow?
And pink.
Why is he pink?
Retro.
Now that pisses me off. I'm so glad I didn't buy that stupid shirt. It's pink. That makes me hate out Marvel.
That's it.
All right, guys.
Podcast is over. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate all you guys that came out from Instagram. And girls!
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are no longer recording. That's why we're kind of freewheeling it.
Liam says they released episode 7 trailer a year before launch. That one I think was different because Star Wars itself was coming back, so they went that one a little bit early. That was like Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving or something like that. But no, I think Celebration's a safe bet. Hopefully we'll be in the fucking room this time and not in the theater watching the screen of the other room with the fucking release.
Watch the movie.
So we'll see. If anybody's going to Celebration, let us know because we'll be there. It'll be fun.
We'll be there, and we can meet up. And if you are of age,
We're going to get some drinks.
we're going to have some. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch us, and if you're this is the first time you're tuning in, just hit the subscribe button, and you'll get a notification when we go live.
Well, if you hit the bell, you'll get a notification when we go live.
Okay, hit the bell. But it's
Ding.
900%
Quality content.
Sundays.
Original Sundays.